Hello. 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 This is Shante from Brown Sugar Talk and the Black Unicorn. So, anyway, depending on how I do everything, I then have to shoot a different way. So, anyway, I got to go live today. Alright, so let me talk about it. Tomorrow is Woman Crush Wednesday, and I just think that is such the greatest thing. Okay? So let me tell y'all something about Illinois, which a lot of people don't know. It's like we grow up with records. Like, it's like, I don't care what, even if I meet a person from Chicago, that they actually grow up with records and tapes, like, and it is like tradition. Like, we actually like pass them to somebody else in the family. Like, so many records, and God, do they feel so good, and they look so nice on the shelf, and the older they are, and like they come out of the sleeves and stuff. Like, I mean, we still have like record stores and stuff. So in Chicago they call them Dusties. For us, we just call it like Saturday morning clean up music or whatever. So when we grow up, we learn like the blues, we learn about like different people like Aretha Franklin, Michael Jackson. Like, we get records for like everything, 45s and whatever, and so you just know how to like skip to the song on a record, like it's like the line, or you gotta like put it on there. So that's like the history of her, and I think St. Louis may do it too, but I think it's just knowing that different people in Illinois in different places, they do different things, but what we all have in common is that we all like pretty much listen to Dusties, so Dusties, like I said, it's just like older music. It's like, that's just what we do. Like, it's like, that's what we raised on. And so, I don't know, to get to her, Gladys and Patti LaBelle, it was something that I wasn't going to listen to, because I was just like, it's just not my thing, maybe it's for somebody else, but to be able to be in a realm of what they were doing and how beautiful it was and just how spectacular, it just gave me so much life. I was just so happy to see that. Like, it was like something that I needed. I didn't even know I needed it. I did not know. And Patti LaBelle, oh my God, my mama, when I tell y'all, she put them nails on, she got her hair done, and she could not stop smiling when she saw Patti on the screen. And all we be waiting for was Patti to break it. You see what I'm saying? We be waiting for her to kick them heels off and just like break it down. Like, we waiting for her to get into it. And I would sit there crisscross applesauce in front of this big TV and just like hear her. And then just to see my mama, like, it wasn't even Patti I wanted to see. I just wanted to see how my mama would smile and how she was, and that was like she was such an inspiration for her. Such an inspiration for her. Like, it's crazy. Like, she loved Patti LaBelle, loved her. She also loved Rod Stewart, Lady in Red, Celine Dion. What was this guy who sang? I don't know who sang Lady in Red, but like I'm saying, like, we grow up in houses where music is prevalent. TV, wow. Music though, is just like they give it to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's actually fed to us with dinner. They just take this, take Gladys. So even though even to hear like Gladys Knight and the Pips, whew, I know I didn't hear the Pips, but still, it's just like to hear Gladys Knight and to know I know all those songs. Dionne Warwick. I know people got upset with me because I was so mad at Whitney with the drugs, but I loved her. Like, since I was a little girl, I used to stand in front of the TV with her and Freddie Jackson on, I think it was MTV, I don't know, but I used to see their videos, and I was standing in front of the TV and sing The Greatest Love of All. Like, she was like a queen to me, like, amazing. And I liked how humble her spirit was. I loved how humble Whitney was, but she was not humble at all. Like, it was just like she sit down and talk, and then you get that part of that diva, that confidence in her, and it was beautiful. It actually reminded me of Gabrielle Union. It kind of do, but I'm just saying, it's just like, that's how we grow. We grow with that whole like music genre that just it's beautiful. It's like something so good. The one thing that Chicago people though do is like the step in the name of love or whatever. I started stepping in college, so that was something new for me. But I started off doing salsa, so whatever. But if you get your Chicago man, you lucky, especially if you grow up in a house that's step. That mean y'all dancing all day, girl. You gonna be feeling fabulous. It's all just fabulous. But yeah, step is like that's what they do. Down here though, like where we at Southern Illinois, strip clubs. That's why it's like I don't have a real issue with strip clubs, is because it's a lot of them here, and it wasn't any clubs when I was in college, so that's where we go to the strip club to hang out. So that's the whole thing. It just wasn't it's just not a big deal for us, because it's like a small place here where I'm at, Southern Illinois, which is like 4 hours away from Chicago. So growing up like that, you just learn to appreciate music and people and dance and just like different types of people and different things that's going on. So that was just such I don't know. I did not know I needed it. I did not know. I always listen to Sam Cooke and Marvin Gaye and Otis Redding, and that was just something beautiful for me. I loved it. I completely loved it. Even to see the recipes and the cookbooks and different things like that. Monique actually has a hot banana pudding recipe that she used to have on the internet. She did it one time on the show with the custard and the banana pudding and stuff, if y'all ever want to try it. And you always put meringue on top of it too. You want to put the meringue. If you're vegan, I think you got to do it with like chickpeas, the chickpea juice. You kind of whip it up the same way as a meringue. I don't know. I think today is just a different day for me too. Because today I'm going to talk about like disassociation for trauma or whatever. So disassociation is like you having like an out of body experience with your trauma. It's like you just kind of like don't know that you part of what's going on or what's in the realm of what you're doing or whatever. I've experienced it, but I've experienced it in like meetings and like different times where I want to beat the fuck out of somebody, but before that it was because somebody was actually abusing me. So it was just like your brain kind of shuts off, and then you just don't feel it. Like it's just not there. It'll get you through the situation, but your body is not there. So what I'm saying is your body is there, but your spirit, I don't know how to put it. It's like it's just not there. So disassociation with trauma. So that's the whole thing too. Like it's like you just don't care. It's like you just don't give a fuck. Like and for a person that doesn't do drugs, it's like I have no excuse for it. It's like I thought about that today. It's like, girl, the times that you have, like, I have never done anything harder than weed or whatever. It's just, I'm just like, oh my God, like, for real, for a person to not do drugs and to actually be like, that was my correct mental state. Like, I was actually sane in that moment. It's kind of unreal. So then, yeah, it's like, it's a disassociation because sometimes you just got to get through it. You got to get through whatever the fuck they trying to put you through. And so I guess it's like a numbness of your feelings or whatever, or it's like you having an out of body experience or something like that. So I saw that today. I was like, oh my God, that's true. Like that's actually true. I also want to talk about how sometimes it's hard. Like the things that we go through are hard. Like how love heals. Like how you have to actually take the time and think about everything you've been through, and you have to figure out what it is that you need for yourself to heal. And that's why it was important for me because about this guy and like all this other stuff everybody keeps pushing into somebody else's life. The first thing that I thought about was it's like how this person had to have been defined a certain way. So the pressure that we put on people in different realms of everything, like we put pressures on people in politics, and we put pressure on people in school settings and different things like that, because then people can lose their jobs depending on who they are and what they do. And I feel like, personally, a lot of those things do not define our character or who we are, or they don't change the job that we do. And that's what I'm trying to really hit home on. And then I also thought about, why don't people think about discrimination before they start to ridicule? Like, am I discriminated? Is this discrimination? Would I want this person fired from their job for being fat? Would I want this person fired from their job for being the wrong color to me? Would I want this person fired from their job for having a different type of sexuality? Would I want this person fired for this situation? And so, I mean, as pissed off as I get, I can't fire people for those things. You know, if in real life, I can't really I do a show, so whatever. But in real life, I really can't look at a person and be like, okay, you gay, so fuck off. You know, like, whatever. It's not for us to do. It's not a decision for us to make. Because in the realm of everything, you don't really know the full story. You never do. Unless you have lived and moved and grooved with this person and actually sat down and had a conversation, it's really not something that we can change about people. So in that instance, it's like, maybe I gotta grow up. Maybe I gotta face the shit that I'm the bullshit that I'm spewing, because really it doesn't make sense. It's discrimination, period. It is discrimination. You are actually sending out something, even with let's think about Kanye West with his mental health issues. People discriminate against him too. It's been discrimination from the beginning. And I'm going to tell you, once you get into the anxiety attack and nobody is actually paying attention, because you don't look like you have an anxiety or PTSD. And I noticed that. I was like, this man's mother died. Like, the person that was really helping him and getting him through and giving, and pushing him and seeing his genius and his brilliance, and he's left with a different type of family, a different feel, and all these different things. And it was something new for him. So in the middle of anxiety, or I don't have bipolarism, but I'm just saying, like, in the middle of whatever situation, it's like a flustering or heat or something. And like I said, when you get to that high feeling, you could be like almost manic. Like, it's like you don't really know what you're doing. You just typing and saying things, and a lot of it you can't control. You can't control some of the stuff that you're doing. So for him to be going through all those things and not have something to anchor him or pull him down, that's something that we have to think about. And so it was so many just comments and different things like that, just spewing out this hate. And it's like, well, why would you do that? Why? Like, have you ever had loss? And I think that was coming from like a lot of younger people. And so it's like, we have to start to really think about, before we put everything out there, like, is this discrimination? Like, am I really discriminating against you? Do I really know enough about you to put this out there? And some people, you will say stuff and you don't even know you hit a nerve with that person. Like, seriously, that, because you don't know what people's triggers are. You don't know what they go through. Like, you could not know. So I don't know, a lot of this stuff, I'm just like, wait a minute, like, don't do that. Like, don't do it. It's just some shit you don't do. And I hate the boldness of it. I hate that people feel like I have to get a story, or I have to be as bold about it, or whatever. I really wish that in this time that we get more than enough people to start to have some type of compassion. And what I'm saying is, I'm not saying a lot of people. I'm not saying don't express yourself or how you feel. I'm just saying, start to recognize that you too have things that you'll go through too. And when you have those things that you go through too, are you going to want somebody to be like, just get the fuck over it? Or are you going to want somebody to be there for you? And so I say, yeah, you probably want somebody to be there for you. So then, therefore, try to be there for somebody else. It's not always as clean and clear as you think it is. It's not. It's not. I feel like in life, I have been blessed, like truly blessed, to be a person that recognizes people and feelings, and how they feel and how they are. And not only that, I also been blessed to have people that will recognize that, y'all, oh my God, I got to kill a roach. Lord God. I also been able to recognize that people are